Hi there, it's Anna here. I just wanted to put together a little quick video to just give you an example of a answer from one of the high distinction students for assessment 2 for one of the stages of the consumer decision making process. I know a lot of you would have got some feedback about bringing in links to theory and also backing up your thinking with external sources or secondary research. So some sort of comments along those lines. So I thought I'd just give you a quick demonstration or an example of an answer that does this really well, just to give you an idea about how you actually go about doing this. Because I know for some of you, this is the first time that you've actually had to bring in theory and also references and secondary research into your answers. So it is very different approach to writing. Rather than just being opinion based, it's actually presenting a viewpoint and then backing it up with someone else's thoughts and someone else's ideas, just to give some credibility to your answer. So what we've got here is just an example of the first stage, which is need recognition. And as you can see from this answer, it is within the word count, so it's about 212 words, so just right on target, and it sums up really nicely the answer to the question, as well as bringing in some of those links to theory and also backing it up with some of the external references. So here the textbook has been used, there's been another university reference here, and also another link to the textbook, and also highlighting which page of the textbook the information came from, which is really important and also adds credibility to the answer that you're giving. So when we look at answering this question and we have a look at the template that's provided in the assessment tasks section, it says in section 1, need recognition, this section should focus on why the consumer needs the product, and to discuss in this section what may trigger a consumer to purchase this product and also what the actual problem or need the consumer is facing. So when you have a look at this answer or the structure sample template, it will give you an idea of where you should be focusing your attention on the answer, and also gives you a good idea at what sort of theories that you should try to look to link your answer. Okay, so if we take a look at this particular response, the first part of the answer is just a bit of an introduction. It tells you what the process of need recognition is, and also talks about many reasons why someone might want to purchase a laptop computer, keeping it very general at this stage because you're just recognizing a need to actually want to purchase. Okay, and then it goes on to say what is the need triggered by, and here is the link to the theory, so internal or external stimuli, and then has brought in the secondary research to back that up. So the student might be thinking that this is what happens, but then it's backing it up by saying in the textbook on page 30, they're also saying that a need is triggered by internal or external stimuli. And then they've gone on to talk about the internal stimuli is triggered by a personal desire for a convenient portable workspace, while external is motivated by social influences such as. So just giving an example to explain or to demonstrate that they actually understand what is meant by internal or external stimuli. So in many cases, this would be quite a sufficient answer and would probably end up being a distinction answer from just what's been talked about in the first two paragraphs. But what takes it to the next level is to bring in another little bit of theory and also bring in some more external resources to actually back up the thinking. That's what pushes this answer into a high distinction level. So the student goes on to talk about the difference between a want and a need, and also brings in Maslow's hierarchy of needs into this as well. So you can see that it's just expanding on their understanding of what triggers them to want to buy a laptop in the first place. So the first paragraph identifies some of the reasons or the problems or things that might cause them to do that. brings in the theory to explain the internal and external stimuli related to triggering needs, and then expands on this by going into a little bit more detail of what a want and a need is, and brings in Maslow's hierarchy to do that, and also just in some extra resource research from the State University to back up their thinking as well. So I hope that this gives you a bit of an understanding about the sorts of things that we're looking for, and also shows you how you can incorporate that into your writing. So when I was marking assessment 2, a lot of students provided the same information that this answer has, but they failed to bring in the links to the theory and also to then back it up with those external resources. So if you, when you went through your feedback, you got some comments that were along those lines, I just wanted to show you an example of how you can actually do that. And lots of students also say to me, it's really hard to do that in the word limit. And I agree with you. It is actually really challenging, but there is an art to it, and you will get better over time. So I just wanted to provide you with a bit of an example of how this was answered really well at a high distinction level, and also how they've done it within the word limit as well. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know, and I'm happy to expand on it a little bit further. Thanks for listening. Bye.